Well, hi Jan, thanks for joining us.
Hi Axel, nice to be here.
So tell us all about the first ever Olmsted County Fix-It Clinic this Saturday. What's it all about?
Well, the Fix-It Clinic is run out of reused Minnesota up in the cities. They've had several clinics up in the area over the last 10 years. First time here in Olmsted, so we'll see how that goes. It's to help keep things out of the landfills. If they're easy enough to fix, instead of just throwing them and buying a new shirt without a couple of buttons or a patch, needs a patch. People don't know how to do minimal sewing. There are also going to be appliance fixers of talented ones that can do simple repairs on several different items that will be listed.
I'm assuming people shouldn't necessarily haul in dishwashers and fridges and things like that, right?
Nothing, only it's they can't bring in gas type engine things, computers, no.
Okay. Nothing with screens?
Pardon me?
Nothing with screens like tablets or computers?
For the most part, it's not out of the question, but it's pretty minimal. For screens, screen repairs or what have you, that would be questionable. But anything like a toaster that needs a new switch or something, the plug needs to be replaced. Simple, easy ones that other people are very familiar with, as well as sewing. You just can't,
Speaking of sewing, that is one of the reasons we invited you here. As you can guess, Jan's capacity at this event is as a volunteer seamstress, right? And
yes.
Tell us about the things that you might do this Saturday.
Well, as part of the volunteering, I'll be available to sew a seam up that's broke or that's ripped, put on a patch, iron on a patch, sew buttons on, do simple. I love to sew. I've sewed all my life, ever since I can remember. I still have my original sewing machine.
Yeah. Is that this one?
No, this is brand new.
Oh, nice.
Just maybe a month old.
Wow.
But it's just like my other one. But I love sewing. I've sewed all my life. I learned it from my grandmother, who sewed all my clothes when I was growing up. It was passed down. And
that gets us to a topic we just chatted about a little bit earlier. People nowadays don't necessarily have those basic skills anymore. I just told you, I can sew on a button, and I have when these buttons fall off. But even that is not necessarily a skill that's easily learned anymore. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think over time, people are more accustomed to hurry. Everything is easier just to replace quickly versus taking it. But a lot of it it's not being passed down.
Sure.
Like it was for my generation. That was something that everyone did growing up when my age, and it was the older generation would pass it down to the next one.
Sure.
And people just don't have time. So if you don't learn the skills from somebody who knows what they're doing, you just don't learn. It's not something that's as important as it used to be. We sewed all of our clothes. And we rarely got to buy them.
Speaking of, you still do this to this day. We should maybe quick show our viewers. This is nothing you fixed. This is actually something you created from scratch. Tell us what goes into this.
Oh, this is like a shoulder tote bag that I made. And I made several of them in the last week. I made several I don't use a pattern. I just get the idea, and I find out what size, and I just work with it.
Wow.
I go from there.
That's amazing.
They're all unique, but it's really fun. But you can make some really cool things very easily.
And you use some scrap material too, right? So
that's how I use up a lot of if I buy remnants, you can get them really cheap. I get lots of leftovers, extras from friends and family, but I buy too much too. But but then I get on a kick and I just start sewing something and give it away.
Well, I think about this. You make this for I don't know, a couple of bucks or so. When somebody else, you could get a designer bag like this for hundreds of dollars potentially, right?
So it takes a little time and committed time, but
exactly.
Once you learn, once you get, the more you work at it, the easier it gets.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, we're going to put information on our website to tell people exactly what types of items they can bring to get fixed. But Jan, let's close it out by, let's remind everybody when and where the Olmsted County Fix-It Clinic will happen this weekend.
Okay, it will be this Saturday, May 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at St. Mary's University in the lower level of the building, and it's over by the Rochester Athletic Club, Lourdes High School, over on 19th Street Northwest.
Very good. And I have a feeling Jan will be very, very busy there. If they see your skills, you're going to have a long line of people there.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed, right? 'Cause
I love sewing.
I thought you would hope so, right?
Yes.
And well, I thank you for joining us for this little preview. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you so much for having me.